Hello everyone, I'm Kehkashan from Behance, India. Today we are observing International Day of Sign Language. This day gives us an opportunity to support and protect the linguistic identity and cultural diversity of all hearing disability people and other sign language users. And today on our platform, we have Satya Garpati, who is a sign language interpreter. She works towards the development of people with hearing disability as well as hearing people to get placements in MNCs and NGOs. Welcome to our show, Satya.
Thank
We're
you so
happy
much,
to have you
Kangasha.
here.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Satya, please share your journey with us as a sign language interpreter.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank you so much for Ravi and yourself to meet and to recognize this day and to tell entire India or entire world that we are celebrating International Day of Sign Language. It's like my dream. It's a came true. It's like it's going to come true that everybody in India and most of the people know sign language. And thank you so much for this opportunity. And if you coming to my journey, I started my journey somewhere around in the 2007. I did my special education with hearing impairment, and later on, sign language at that time, sign language is just a part of a subject in my curriculum. So therein, whenever I attend my sessions in sign language, I really got addicted to that because it was so beautiful. It's like all your facial expressions, your hand movements, and with all this, without any speech, you can communicate with some other person. Means it really like took my attention towards completely. And also, I do remember still that in our childhood, I used to watch this DD News every Sunday. In sign language news, it used to come. At that time, we used to call that in Telugu Muga Vartalu. I still remember that. But now that's become my profession. That's really amazing experience. So that's where my journey started in 2007. I worked as a trainer, as a special educator, as a specialist, and now I came to a level where I will lead a group of interpreters and also a group of deaf, a person with deaf. And that is all my journey. If we go into more deeper, there are a lot more things, but I don't want to waste my time by explaining myself. I wanted to focus on this day, especially on sign language and the person with deaf. Thank you, dear.
Satya, tell us, why do we celebrate this International Day of Sign Language, and why this, like 23rd September was chosen for this day?
Yeah. See, United Nations, that is World Federation for the Deaf, as established in 1951 on September 23rd. Because of that, because World Federation is the one who is fighting for all the rights of the deaf and all awareness, creating awareness, each and every element it is taking care of it. Because of that day, we in first time we celebrated this in 2018. We have started. So every year we will be having a theme. Like in 2018 we have one theme, and 2019 we have theme. And so we have started celebrating because of World Federation has established in the same year and the same day.
That's nice. Good that we came to know why it is like celebrated on this particular day. Satya, like tell us, like I would like to know, like what inspired you to be a sign language interpreter? Like why did you choose this as your career?
Actually, choosing my career, it is if you ask me, I'll tell it's by accidentally, because as a girl child, again, I came from a village background where it is in East Godavari, Amalapuram. So after my +2, I didn't go for my higher education. So, but at that time, I'm very perfect in special Telugu and the grammar and all. Nearby my home, there was a deaf school actually at that time. So one of my friend is working there, and as I was not going for further studies, I was at home. And at the same time, there was a requirement for Telugu teacher. And in that deaf school, at that time, that was the first batch of SSE going to attend their final board exams. And So this is all many unique requirement they have. So suddenly she reached me. I said, instead of sitting at home idly, let me give a try. So I went there and I gave my demo. They liked it. Somehow by using hand clues, gestures, lip movement, all these things, by using Blackboard and all these things, somehow I managed and I educated them. I taught them Telugu subject, Telugu and social at that time, somewhere in 2006, I guess. So at that time, as that was the first batch for the school, there are only 7 of them, the students in that batch. But by God's grace or with our hard work, I don't know, all of them are passed, and that was a great success for that entire school. So that principal has told me that without training, you did such a great job. Why can't you go for further education in this training itself? He came to my parents and he spoke to me. So my parents also at that time they agreed. So that was the first time I left my village, I left my hometown and came to Hyderabad for my further studies. I did my special education for 2 years. That is in AYJ NAHH. It is in Hyderabad National Institute. So that's where my journey has started. So in a part of curriculum, I learned sign language, but based on that diploma as a special educator, I just worked for 3 months. But later on, I continued as a trainer and this sign language interpreter because that became my passion. Because I could invest a lot of my skill and everything into deaf people, wherein I can see their development literally. For example, in terms of if anybody's, I involved in many training sessions like giving employability skills and providing training, and also I worked for 4 years in NIFT, Fashion Designing College, where there are only 2 deaf people are pursuing their graduation in fashion technology. So I assisted them throughout of 3 years in their graduation. So I have seen their development level by level and their struggle each and every step. So therein I've decided that this is where I wanted to be, because there are many teachers, normal teachers, where they can help many other students like who are normal. But there are very few teachers and very few sign language interpreters in the market. If we see, that's the reason I decided that this is my profession. I'm going to continue. I will be a backbone for this deaf, even if it is a 10 to 15 people or 100 people might be. Backbone means I cannot be for entire nation or entire India or whatever. Wherever I stand, wherever there are deaf people, I wanted to stand with them to. It's not help. It's not even help. I just wanted to assist them to reach their goal, to remove all the barriers wherever they walk. So in terms of education, in terms of getting a job, in terms of getting married, I even interpreted for a marriage ceremony too. So I was so blessed to be there, and it's really passionate for me, and I love my job literally. It's
That
every
sounds
time.
very interesting. That sounds very interesting.
Yes.
And I would say that it was a blessing in disguise, like when you were there and you
Yes.
got into this. So really happy that you
Yeah,
are.
if you,
We
that's
rarely see people like being satisfied with the job, you know,
that's true.
whatever they are working. That gives perfection in the job when they're actually satisfied, you know.
Yes.
That's nice. Okay. And would you like to share some memorable experience with us? Like,
A memorable experience means every time when I deal with a person with deaf, there are many memorable incidents. If you ask me, this call will end up more than 3-4 hours if you ask me. But I will just I will share you a few glimpses from it. So when I told you that I worked as a trainer come interpreter in NIFT. So there are 2 students only who are pursuing their bachelor's degree. So in their first year, they struggled a lot. They even failed in 3-4 subjects, it seems. Then later on, the institute came up with this position like hiring an interpreter, and their parents also recommended. So finally, I joined there. So when I joined there, and I used to sit with them each and every class, and I used to help them in the presenting PPTs and preparing the notes, each and everything. Like I used to do like a student along with them. So by helping them. So finally, with the help of the interpretation, and they were able to pass rest of the years without any failure. and the day came a graduation ceremony. So that was the day everybody is going to take their graduation certificate from the director of NIFT, and there are some government ministers, and everybody came. So that time, even my students whom I trained also went to the stage and they took their graduation ceremony. And after coming down, even till now, when I'm sharing this, I get tears in my eyes. They came down and they gave me that certificate and that shawl into my hands, and they hugged me like, "Thank you so much." That was the day. Till now, I don't even remember my graduation ceremony and how I grew up, but that was the day. Till now, I remember that. That's really wonderful and such a memorable incident in entire my career. So that is so. And coming to my previous employment also, where I stand as a trainer and I train my students, and we place them in a right placements. So there also we bring aspirants like people who are from village background, who are not having placements, who are 10th failed, intermediate failed, graduation. Some people, they complete graduation, but still they don't get opportunities because they're deaf, their lack of some employability skills. So wherein we stand in that gap, and I train them in computer skills, soft skills, communication, whatever the skills they want to get a placement. So after that placing, and they will, after a month or 2 months, they'll come back to our center with some chocolates or some sweet boxes by saying that they got first salary. And the way they tell, and we, at that moment, we feel that we won some Oscar award or something. Like, we feel so happy in our hearts inside. Like, at the end of the month, we may get some amount of salary, and with that, we may purchase many things, but I never felt so happy. I never even checked how much salary I get. But I never even felt so happy by looking at my salary. But whenever these people come give me 1 rupee chocolate, by that they got the job and they were so happy. That was my really wonderful moment. Yes, I won this. I won. I did something. I did some change in somebody's life. For this is what I am here on this earth. I feel sometimes this may be bigger words for people who are watching and people who are there here. But for me, I feel that I did some difference by being on this earth and somebody's life. I did some difference. I feel that there's are many memorable moments in my life. If you ask me, this list keep on going. So that there are.
To be
That's
frank,
it.
Satya, like I'm able to feel that vibration of happiness, you know.
Yeah.
You're a really lucky man.
Yes,
Really
really.
lucky.
So happy.
You're making a difference in the society. You're
Thank you
playing
so
a
much.
really like a very important role.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Satya, like what one has to do like to prepare for this job. Like I think this suggestion will be helpful for the upcoming interpreters, you know, like what exactly they have to, which course they have to go through and where they have to fill up the forms, when exactly they have to and all.
Yes. Coming to Indian Sign Language interpretation, a person, whoever is willing to be make this as a profession, you need to do a course in this, which is a diploma course that is 2 years. Here, the sad point is in Andhra and Telangana, there is only one organization called EVAJA NIHH. There we used to find these sign language courses, and but bad point is they just closed the complete Indian Sign Language cell completely, as there are no students are coming up, and because of that they closed completely ISL center. Andhra and Telangana, we won't find any courses like this to do and to get a government certificate. If you wanted to do, either you need to go to Delhi or Bombay, where EVAJ NIHH and ISL RTC providing these courses, and also Indore, there is another institute, bilingual institute, where you will find this 2 years diploma course. And at the end of the course, you will get a certificate from RCI, that is called Rehabilitation Council of India. You will get a certificate from them. So after completing that course, yes, you are a professional interpreter. And more than all these courses and all, even though you're completed, you should have a passionate towards your work. And if you wanted this profession only because of you wanted to get assignments, hourly base or daily base, or you wanted to get some recognition, no. If you are really have a heart to work for this society, deaf society, and if you're really passionate about your work, then you come into this. Because there will be moments where you will get frustrated, because sometimes you don't understand what that person is telling to you, that a person whoever comes across to you, and there will be different behavioral issues also, because of lack of understanding anything. So there will be many issues. But if you wanted to do as a job, it may not be right place for you. But if you wanted to take this as a passion and you wanted to serve this society, this deaf society, then you are the right person, and this is the right profession for you.
Okay. I think along with the passion, one need to be very patient as well in this
Yes,
kind of
that's true.
profession.
That's true.
And I'm like very sad to know that we don't have any institute for this like such an important profession. Like how many people, like I read somewhere like recently, like around some
Yes.
360 million people across the world are deaf.
Even I felt so sad when I heard this news that ISL cell completely closed and the trainers moved to other locations and interpreters also asked to leave the job. So I felt so sad. Being a national institute and being that's a AVHNH means it's for completely hearing impaired college, that where audiologists, speech therapists train, and where the teachers, deaf teachers get trained and certified. But that is the place where sign language should teach. But that cell closed completely. It was really a sad part of it. At least by listening to this, AVG NHS rethink and open this ISL cell to welcome many people who are really interested and keen to learn this course.
Not only about the people who are interested about the profession, but they should also think
Yes.
on the need of the like especially able people.
Create awareness about the language or the need
exactly. Like more than the normal people, I feel the specially disabled people need like more help. They are the ones who suffer. Like
that's true.
And like Satya, one more thing, like I would like to know from like just for the understanding of the audience, what does exactly a sign language interpreter do? Like just share few details about your job. Like
sign language interpreters. It will varies from which setup you're working for. For example, if you're working in a training and development institute, for example, any NGO, any foundation, where they're running some skill development programs, there will be some courses or training sessions like, as I said, computer skills, communication skills. There will be a trainer, and while trainer is delivering a session, you need to interpret. If you are 100% sure about your skills and your presentational skills and your training skills, then you will be handled completely a group of deaf people, and you will deliver sessions and the training sessions and computer classes, everything in sign language. Okay. And coming to normal interpretation, like if you are if you are taking any assignment, for example, nowadays, because of this diversity and inclusion and because of this accessibility, so every organization, whatever the conference is happening, there should be interpreter, because there might be in an audience, you might find some deaf people. So because of that reason, they're hiring interpreters. When one speaker is delivering their speech, interpreter should interpret in sign language. For example, while I'm talking to you now, I'm interpreting. So for example, whenever if anybody is speaking, you need to speak with your hands. That is sign language interpretation. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you, like, along with while talking, why don't you use the sign language as well? So that the other people they can also understand what we are talking about.
Definitely.
Satya, like, do you feel like people with such special needs in our country are facing any barriers? Would you like to share any?
Definitely, there are many barriers. If you see, for the deaf people are facing it in every day in their life. Every day they are facing some different problems. For example, from the birth till the end, they are facing everyday problem. For example, if a born baby grew up, the parents got to know that the child is deaf, they're very sad. First of all, they won't tell to any of his relatives that my child is deaf. There it will start. That's the biggest barrier. There it will start. The barriers start from the family, and the list goes on. And when it comes to the education part, wherever they study, if they study in normal, the teachers will be normal, the students will be normal, and the teacher use only spoken language, no sign language. So whatever teacher is teaching, the deaf student only can see. But as he cannot listen, he just see and he read his teacher's lips. And there are a group of people and lot of noise. So the deaf person can't even hear and he can't see properly. And he don't, at the end of the day, he don't understand anything. He just simply whatever written on the board, he just copy and write it down in the board. Even the exams also the same thing he does. He just copy and pass. Even teachers also help, because if the person fails, the name comes to the bad name comes to the teacher and the school. That's the reason why they help. At the same time, even if you ask me, deaf schools also happening the same. I don't want to blame anybody here, guys. I'm telling because even the deaf teachers should practice in Indian Sign Language. Even the government should bring this as a teaching methodology. If you see in education policy, Indian Sign Language is not a teaching methodology. It's just a language, whether if you are interested and you learn sign language and teach it. Otherwise, in deaf schools also, they won't encourage sign language. They encourage oralism. Oralism means teacher just keep on speaking it, and the deaf child should understand by lip reading and whatever she's writing on the board. So do you think, is it very easy for a person who is really facing these issues just to understand lip reading and writing on the board? Do you think student will understand?
Very difficult. Very difficult.
Definitely, it's really difficult. So if you see their knowledge also, it's nil. That's the reason why we don't see any deaf people in a greater placements like software engineers. And there are different, many have bank jobs. Jobs are there, but still there are no candidates to fill those positions. Why? Because lack of knowledge, lack of skills. Why this is happening? Is this a mistake of a deaf person? No, because our education system is like that. Teachers not aware of sign language and parents not aware of sign language. Nobody encourages them. For example, for a deaf person, the first language is their mother language. Mother tongue is sign language, because the baby, when if feeling thirsty or feeling hungry, the person if is not able to speak, they definitely do the signs like I'm hungry, or else I want food, I want water. Like this, they use signs only. They don't speak. That means from the childhood, whatever they want, they will use sign language only. So if you want anything, we will use our mother tongue by listening to our parents. That will become our mother tongue. But when it comes to a deaf child, they can't hear. Then what will be their mother tongue? Obviously, sign language. Then why are we not encouraging sign language as a medium, or else why are we not using sign language as a teaching methodology? Why are we not encouraging that? See, if you explain through sign language, it will be very easy to understand. It's very easy to a deaf person to understand.
True.
So there are many barriers. For example, if a deaf person goes to a bank or anywhere, he cannot speak, he cannot communicate. If just imagine if that person is uneducated, he can't even write. What will happen to that person? He cannot even write and show why he's in the bank and what exactly he wanted to do. He cannot even communicate because he only knows sign language. That other person, whoever in the bank, he doesn't know sign language. So how come he will complete his task, whatever he went for the purpose to the bank? He cannot do. So everywhere deaf persons face barriers. For example, if you see in RPWD Act recently, Accessible India campaign, we are running it, right? I hope you are aware of it, as you're all into the same. So RPWD Act, Accessible India, everywhere, diversity and inclusion, these campaigns are running. So accessibility in every government office, it should be accessible for the person with disability. So because of this accessibility, because of this RPW Act, many government offices, many private organizations, they did many environmental changes like keeping the, what do we call, wheelchairs and keeping rails and everything, braille languages, signboards and everything they kept. But these are all accessibility for orthopedically handicapped, visually handicapped, other disabilities. When it comes to hearing impairment, what is the main barrier? Did anybody think of it? The main barrier is communication. To remove that communication barrier, whom you want? An interpreter.
Interpreters, yes.
But
They
did
need
you
to
find
understand
any?
sign
Yes.
language.
But did you find any interpreter in any government offices?
No, I've never
Any
seen.
banks?
No.
Any hospitals?
No.
At least government hospitals, government colleges, government institutions, or government offices? We don't find.
Never.
We don't even find an interpreter when our government authorities are speaking. When our ministers or whoever comes to the live and speak, we don't even find any interpreter. The sad part is when other countries, if in assembly or wherever, if a minister, if anybody is speaking, in the corner, definitely you will see an interpreter signing.
True.
Hope you might have seen
Yes,
this.
I have observed, Satya. I have observed.
Yes, but why in India we are not encouraging this? Why? Because we have more than 63 million people. Up to WHO survey on 2018, we have 63 million people, deaf people in India. Don't we care about them?
We should.
Definitely. So government should take some action on this and do something for these people to bring this every government office. Because when I was studying in 2005, one of my lecturer told me, if you do this profession as an interpreter, you will get a government job. Because in soon we are going to get a GO that in each and every government office, there should be an interpreter. So definitely you will get government job, do this course. So whomever come, he used to tell the same thing. But it's been 2020, 2050 to 2020 till now that GO doesn't even come. So there are many barriers where government need to address when it comes to the deaf society. So hopefully these all things going to be addressed in future. We are just hoping that and leading our lives. That's it.
Hope this is heard by the right people, Satya.
Yeah.
Satya, like, do you feel that working as a sign language interpreter is worth the effort that one puts in? Why do you think yes or why do you think no?
I say yes.
Okay.
Because
I expected this from you.
Definitely. Being a, what do we call, passionate about sign language, and one of my my complete love towards that language and towards that society, deaf society and deaf people. So definitely I say it is worth. Don't think about how much money you're getting in, how much name you're getting in, because being an interpreter, you're making some difference in somebody's life, wherein other person cannot do. Even a software engineer, he might be earning a lakhs of rupees, but he's not making any difference in anybody's, even single person life, except his life and his family by earning that amount.
True.
Am I right?
Yes.
I'm not against of anything, guys.
To make difference in one life, that's a big achievement, I would say.
Yes. If you really wanted to make any difference in somebody's life, or else in your own life by achieving something, some self-satisfaction, so then this is the right opportunity for you. This is the right platform for you, I say. Because there are many interpreters who came to interpreting profession because somebody there in their family or their parents or their siblings, something. But being no background of any deaf or anything, coming to this profession is something really means to me. For example, if you ask me, I don't have any background of deaf or anybody in my family or immediate families. But I was really touched by this sign language, and I just, something happened to me in the year of 2007. So I just hear the same thing I'm telling you. If you choose, then definitely you will feel the same you will be having the same feeling what I have right now. It's really blessing to say that.
Oh, good. Happy to know that.
Yeah.
And like before we end up this session, I would like to like learn or like teach us 10 signs
Definitely. I'm
that we
always
can use,
here.
when we meet some person with hearing disability or something. So that,
Yes,
like from my end, I would like to at least, at the minimum, help them out.
definitely. For example, in Indian sign language, basic things are alphabets.
Okay.
Okay, if you know alphabets, at least you can do finger spelling. That is called finger spelling. Finger spelling means you use only your hands and use this alphabets. So just while if you don't remember how to do this and all, you may think that I may forget by learning once. Just remember that alphabet shape in your mind. Right now, I will teach you Indian Sign Language alphabets. Okay, A B C D A to Z, A to Z. So please imagine that letter in your mindset. Just follow my instructions, and you will simply at the end of the session you will remember all these
So
alphabets.
following the capital ABC or the small
Yes, capital ABC, capital
Okay.
ABC, and small ABC will come under American Sign Language, which is one-handed A B C. So it's quite confusing to remember also. But double hand, we call double hand finger spelling. This is a part of Indian Sign Language. I'm going to teach you.
Okay, fine.
So are you excited to learn?
I'm very excited.
I'm excited to teach you all. So now let us learn finger spelling. So this is A. Just imagine the shape of A. How will it be? This is A.
A.
Okay. Then this is B.
B.
C.
C.
D.
C. Okay.
And one more thing, while doing this finger spelling, we should remember left hand all the time is the base, and right hand is the main alphabet.
Wrong way. Okay.
Yeah. So this is C. And while telling the D, we're just taking the help of left hand finger D.
Okay. D.
Okay. This is D. And then E.
E.
F. You want me to show your side? This is like this. F.
F.
Okay. Yeah. F. And this hand should be outer part. So this is F.
Okay. F.
This is G.
Okay. G.
H.
H.
H. And this is I.
Okay. This is easy. Okay.
Yeah.
I.
And this is J. Just remember the shape, how we write the alphabets. This is J only once. J.
Okay.
And this is K.
Okay. K.
L.
L.
M. And like this, and just M. 3 fingers M.
Okay.
2 fingers N.
M. Okay. Got it. N.
O.
O.
P.
P.
Q. This one, round finger, round, and Q.
Yeah. Q.
Okay. R.
Okay. R.
S.
S.
T.
T.
You can also tell like this, T. T.
Okay. This
Or
one.
T.
Okay.
Yeah. V. U.
U. U.
V.
V.
W.
W.
X.
X.
Y. Can you see the
Y.
shape here?
Yes.
Like this.
Yes.
Y.
Y.
And Z.
And okay, Z is this. Okay.
Yeah.
Y.
Those are alphabets. And
Okay.
with that, simply you can tell your name. Will you tell your name now?
I'll
You
try.
can
I'll try.
finger spell your name. Yeah.
K.
Yes.
A.
A. Yes.
H.
Yes.
E. No,
Yes.
not
This
E.
is E.
Yeah, this is E, right?
E.
E. Again, K.
Yes.
K. A.
A like this. Okay, correct.
K. And S.
Yes.
S. H.
Yes.
A. And N.
Yes.
2 fingers, right?
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, 2 fingers. That's perfect. In sign language, claps we do like this. Because they
Okay.
can't hear the clap sound, so we do like this. So now,
Oh.
for you.
Clap for me?
So,
Okay.
yeah, this for you. That you did perfectly. First time learning. And that, with that help, with the help of alphabets, you can talk to anybody.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. That's fine. It was very that was a short but very heart-touching interview, Satya. It was very wonderful. I'm delighted that I got a chance to talk to you and get to know the problems in detail that the people with hearing disability are facing. They're going through this, and hope we get more interpreters like you and make the life of this people with special abilities get more and more help from them, let's hope for the best. And thank you for spending your valuable time with us. And
It's really pleasure of mine, because at least through this video, at least it should reach to some people, some of the government officials, some change should, at least 0.1% change happen. That's really my biggest achievement, I can say that. And thank you so much for this opportunity for you too. In a short time, you just arranged it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, see you.
Thank you, Satya.
Bye-bye.